From capturing hearts on American Idol to becoming a founding member of the platinum-selling boy band Why Don't We, Daniel Seavey was already, had a career most artists dreamed of. Millions of streams, sold-out tours, a dedicated global fan base, and now he's making waves as a solo artist, blending pop, rock, alternative sounds into something uniquely his own. His second solo album, Second Wind, just dropped last month. He's hitting stages around the world on his first international headlining tour. Please welcome Daniel.
Wow. Thank you so much. What an intro.
But
that was so nice.
But
Can you come everywhere with me and just
we'll talk to my
gas me up like that? Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's what you do.
I guess, yeah, fair enough. You just
crazy?
Worded it way cooler than I would have worded it, so thanks.
How does it feel hearing that?
Good. Again, you worded it so good that it feels great.
Well, we're here because of the album, and you just had a show last night.
Yes, ma'am.
You said that you had so much fun at
my
Irving
gosh,
Plaza.
yeah, they were really. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like LA and New York usually there's kind of this like they go to a lot of shows, so it's kind of quieter. And last night I was totally proven wrong because it was, I think, maybe the loudest show that I've had this tour. It was so loud and so fun. The energy was just like perfect. I usually kind of get a bit more like nervous too for LA and New York because the label comes out and all the industries there and whatnot. But I all just got completely shut out by the fans last night. And it was just like, it was really special, like very genuine and authentic. And that's sometimes like hard to get in New York and LA. And it was perfect last night. It was awesome.
Well, you've learned that because you've done so many shows.
True, yeah.
In different
very
capacities.
Many. Yeah.
In different stages, arenas,
yes, ma'am.
Opening, headlining.
Yeah.
So for you to say that about New York, that means that you're really connecting with.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I really owe it to the fans. Like, I was honestly pretty tired last night, too. My voice was pretty tired, and we've been going through all this cold weather, and the second I got on the stage, it just, like, my voice turned on because they were just so energetic. Like, they really brought the energy for me, and it was so fun.
Isn't that so weird? You could be so sick, but then as soon as you hit the stage and have to do your
oh
thing,
my gosh, I was getting ready to, like, apologize. I have, like, a respiratory infection or something right now, and I was ready to get up there and be like, sorry I sound so terrible, and just the adrenaline kicks in and you can just sing. It's crazy.
It's true.
It's crazy.
It really is adrenaline.
Yeah. Big time.
So then when you see you're in New York City and you've done shows in New York before, but then this is your, solo project.
Yeah.
And the fans came out, showed out. As you mentioned, it's not easy to get love from a place like New York because it's hard to sell tickets here. It's expensive to live here and to go out.
Yeah, totally.
But you guys,
they got options, You
Yes.
could see someone way cooler tomorrow night, and
So how is that setting in?
It's been life-changing. I really had like the lowest expectations for my whole solo thing. I was kind of doing it for myself this time, and didn't expect really. My bar was so low in terms of just like the response I would get for my music, and it's hard to put it into words. Like every night they're just singing every word of the album, and it came out a month ago. It's still very new, and again, I just didn't expect really much, and it's just blown my mind how much they care, and I'm at a loss of words. It's really, really special.
That's so beautiful that you didn't have expectations. You were like, I'm just gonna do something that feels like me, and then all of a sudden,
I mean, I think my confidence was just like so low, and it's just been like so validating to just like see people care that much. Like I never. It's cliche, but I never put out music that was just like personal and my music and sounded like me, and that felt like, I don't know, like too niche for people to, really understand on like a larger basis. And it's just been such a gift to see it happening real time in front of me. I'm just like, it's a dream come true.
It's so cool to see you on that journey because we have seen you with the ups and the downs.
Yeah, definitely.
And, we only know what you show us or what we see from the outside or what we read.
Yeah.
But then seeing the work that has came out of it is kind of like, dang. Like,
yeah, a lot of ebbs and flows for sure. For sure. But again, like, with how much honestly, with how much bad happened the last 2 years, I came into this being like, I just want to keep being able to make music, and at whatever level that is, I'm going to accept. And And if I'm still able to make music for a living, then that's all. That was the bar. I just want to keep making music for a living, and like my expectation was a lot smaller than it's been even on this tour. So I'm very grateful.
Oh man. Wow, thank you for sharing about that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like I said, we only know what we read and saw, and then going through that, like how did it feel when it was over and now you just feel like, oh,
When the band was over, or
like when you were going through all that stuff with
yeah.
the
Oh my
manager?
gosh. I
Yeah.
mean, when I when I was going through all that stuff, it was very tough. There was a day, I think prior to those last 2 years, I kind of had life on easy mode, and I never really like had to face any like crazy reality. And those last 2 years, I remember one day actually like laying in my bed looking up at the ceiling, and I was like, I could let all the circumstances right now turn me into a vegetable, and it would be the easier route. And I know people have been there where you're just like, I don't have it in me. And I remember that day I was like, I could either take what felt like the easier route of just like numbing myself out in all the wrong ways and whatnot, or I could show up today and show up tomorrow and just decide to keep showing up at whatever capacity that looks like for that day, even if it's the smallest thing. Like showing up could be like going to the gym for 20 minutes that day, or writing down one lyric or trying to write something down. And I decided that day I'm just gonna start showing up, and it's just crazy to see what that can really do, making that decision. I just would have never expected things to go so well. So that's been just super gratifying and validating. Awesome.
What grounded you during that time? Who was helping you?
I mean, I do have amazing people around me. My girlfriend, Kat, definitely like turned my life around. My older brother's my day-to-day manager, Tyler, and he helped me a ton too. And my parents are great. I am blessed to have a ton of people around me that love me. But on top of that, I think it really was me kind of just talking to myself, kind of like coaching myself out of it, and just being like, you just have to try right now, because that's the only thing you can do, and it was not easy, and it's still not easy, every day, especially after something bad happens in life. It really does feel like every day is a bit of a battle, but it is crazy what just making the decision that day can do for you, of like deciding what mood you really want to be in and like fighting for that. It's changed my life, definitely.
And then when you were going through those things, do you remember the exact moment you realized you were ready to just start your solo career and just do it on your own?
I don't think that day ever happened, actually. I think the carpet got so pulled out from under me and my bandmates that I just was in like survival mode. I was like, I have some songs that nobody else touched that might not even sound necessarily done, but I just like panically dropped some music because I was like, this is what I need to do. And
you felt called to just do that.
I was like, I want to keep making music. Like I can't drop music with my band, so I might as well drop the music I was making on my own all that time. And I panically put a tour up like a month later, and that was very scary because I was like, I might have 5 people show up to, like, I just had no gauge of what could happen, but I got lucky. It worked out, I guess, but it was a scary time. Like there was no day where I was kind of like, I want to be a solo artist. I was kind of like, I guess today's the day that I'm dropping my own song. And again, I had like 0 expectations because it was such a different way of approaching even dropping music. There was no like big plan and marketing spiel or anything. I just put the song out, and people picked up on it, which was amazing. Like such a gift.
Well, we love seeing the connection that you have online on
Oh,
TikTok.
thank you.
You were wilding for a second. You were out on those streets, and we loved it. Like I was living your best life.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
That was so fun to watch. So you still do that. That's still a very special part
Yeah.
of your growth.
Oh, thank you.
Sharing
Thanks.
online. So what's that balance that you have? Because the fans were always going to want more and more and more and more.
I feel like I am trying more and more every day to become like more of an open book again. I think like when things got really bad, I definitely just like closed off for a while. And I think at that time I really didn't realize like just how there for me my fans actually were. And then I got back out on the road, and like they just care so much that I was like, what am I afraid of sharing right now? You know what I mean? Like they're really there for me. And so I've been trying to just get better at kind of being an open book again. Like when I was like 15, 16, it was very easy. And I think that's normal for anyone at that age. You just don't even
You're wild.
don't
You're
give
like,
a
"Ah, who cares?"
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a big like goal of my album even was kind of trying to get back to like that kid again and just like be a kid about it all. And I've been trying to do that online too.
I don't know, I
Definitely.
feel that. And it's,
Yeah.
it's so cool to watch. And
Thanks.
especially last year, Lollapalooza, people thought that the kiss with Kat was like
Oh
just
yeah, that
spontaneous. And
most of like everything in my show is spontaneous. That was planned, and I knew that was gonna be a thing. You know what's crazy actually? I was just looking at the video. I put it on Reels on Instagram, and it's just about to break like 200 million views. And I was like, this seems like it might be like up there in the ranks. And I looked it up, and I think it's like the 15th most viewed video on Reels now. I was like, I sent it to my girl, and she was like, look at us. It's just like, what a crazy thing to show the kids one day, you know? Like, what?
what the heck?
Yeah, pretty nuts. It's like, what?
No, that's
I
crazy.
guess they like us kissing. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Give us more. And then there's also so much love at your shows from fans. I mean, fans get engaged.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's my favorite part of the show. I would say my two favorite parts are singing with the fans and the looper. Like those are the two things I just like live for. And yeah, again, like coming in with zero expectations and then having the moments I have with the fans has just been like everything for me. It's been so fun.
And then you're working with these names, you opening for Benson, Boone,
Oh,
Dean
my
Lewis.
guy.
Yo,
I love him.
Yeah, how's that?
Benny is honestly, he is the nicest dude I've ever met in this industry. To this day, too. Like, that guy just played Coachella, and I texted him, like, what an unreal performance, bro. Bohemian Rhapsody, are you kidding? Expecting no text back. He's got 1,000 texts to answer. And he hit me back within, like, 10 minutes and was like, dude, love you, house tour, miss you, man. I'm like, you just did the craziest show maybe of all time I've seen, and you're asking about my show, and that just, I don't know, goes to show just how nice of a guy he is, and, you know, humble, and he's such a fun dude too. Like that whole tour was just like the most fun, probably peak tour I've been on. It was like, it's him and his whole crew is like his hometown friends, and we're all like the same age, and like we were just some guys being dudes out there. It was so fun.
What are some standout nights from that?
Oh
or,
my
like,
God. I'll give you
stories?
one story. We were in Trondheim, Norway. It was like,
Okay.
it was one of those places in the world where the sun never goes down to, which was, I'd never had happen. It was so trippy because we were all like hanging out the night before, and it was like the sun was setting at 9 p.m. or something. And we were like hanging for what felt like a really long time, and the sun like was still setting, and we were like, what is happening? And we look at the clock, and it was like 3:30 a.m. and the sun was just still like setting, and we were like, what is? So then we figured out that was the case. But the next day we had a show, and like an hour before the show we should have been at sound check, but Benson saw that there was kind of like a Norwegian YMCA next to the hotel, and so we went to it. And they had like a full Olympic size like diving board set up where it's like the high dives all the way up. And all of them go straight up to the tallest high dive. And they all just start like throwing gainers off of this high dive. And they like look down at me and they're like, come on, bro, what are you doing? You know, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. Like, I don't know how to. And so I get up there and they peer pressure me into throwing a gainer off the top of it. I somehow land it. And so I'm like, all right, like, I'm good. I'm done. You know, I'm getting out of this pool. They all run right back up to the top of it. And they're like, Daniel, you got to come back up and do the backpack. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I walk all the way back up to the high dive. Benson is standing like toes on the diving board, heels to the pool, just like on the edge of the diving board. And he's like this. Like, come here.
No.
So I go up to him and I get on him like a backpack, kind of like a koala maybe. Like I like hug the front of him, and he backflips off the high dive while I'm hugging on to him. I'm like, no! Like all the way down. We land gracefully. I fall in love, and we do a show an hour later, and it was amazing. But I'm like, we had a show in an hour. Like, how are you doing this an hour before? He's just different. He's just different.
He's built different.
He's built different. Yeah.
The
So
trauma
fun,
bondage.
Good times. Good
What
times.
the heck?
Yeah.
That's rowdy as heck.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Off a stage isn't enough for him. He
Yeah, it
needs
was
to do off of an
insane.
Olympic.
And then also Dean was just like the sweetest dude, and I hadn't been to Australia as a solo artist, and he really did so much for me there and just like put me on every night. He had me come out every night and sing Fix You with him, and he didn't have to do that, and just like always made sure that I was good and comfortable. And again, like I got really lucky with the opening slots I got. Both of the guys were like such outstanding people and humble dudes, and so it was pretty easy for me and awesome, very fun.
I'm sure it also teaches you how to behave and act to other artists when it's your turn to
1,000%.
torch.
1,000%. I think they both just like took out all the like crapola of like headlining and being the main artist and all that, and they kind of like, I feel like they had the like perspective of backing up and being like, we are all on the same tour right now, just like chasing the same dream, so why not like treat it like we're all the same people, because we are at the end of the day, and they just seem to understand that. So it made it, yeah, it was inspiring for sure.
That feels so good, because sometimes, you get that like high school mentality of like, oh
My God,
kids are
I
bad and
hate that side of the music industry, and that side of like
everything.
Yeah, it's just so lame. And I genuinely don't. I do believe like I've been given awesome gifts in music, but that makes me no different than anybody else in the world. Like, I think it's so funny when artists like think that your gifts of being able to like resonate with your voice in some way gives you like some wisdom that the other person doesn't have. I'm like, no, you can just sing. Like, that's great and all, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make you like any deeper of a level of wise, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's funny.
No, I didn't think about that aspect of music, that people are like trying to compete even in
or like
like
artists getting like political. I'm like, like you can have your statement, but I do think it's funny when they're like leading a charge, and I'm like, we're singing pop music. Like, let's relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear
like,
you.
I don't know.
I know. I definitely see sides to that.
Yeah.
I do want to hit the album now.
Thanks.
Wind.
Yeah.
Again, we're starting off hard popcore with the first intro.
Thanks.
It gives me like Bourne's.
Yeah.
Kid,
Oh,
MGMT,
I love that.
and
Yay.
that's why it hit me.
Oh, thank you.
Because like I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
like, and then like those
Thank
like beautiful
you.
high screech like notes.
Yeah, thanks.
I didn't even know that you could do that.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't really either, honestly. That's kind of a new addition to the whole singing thing. I think it's because I found out I'm allergic to soy, and I cut out soy. I can suddenly sing like way better. How nifty is that? I got that prick test where they like stab you with all the things, and
all over your back.
Soy, it's in everything, by the way. Like, soy allergies suck. But now that I've cut soy out, I can sing like way better, and it's pretty nice. Being a singer and being able to sing way better, it was a great day when that happened. But anyways,
Wait, the fact that you eating soy affects your voice, like who would have even put those
crazy together? Well, and it's funny, I've been avoiding it for like 8 months now, so my tolerance is like way worse now. We're like, before that I was eating it every day.
Wait,
so
are you
like
talking soy sauce?
You'd think. And that's what I like when I'm in a restaurant. I'm like, I'm allergic to soy. They think soy sauce, but no, soy is like a preservative that they put in soy sauce, but they also put it in chips, like cookies, you name it. Like, even like eggs have soy in them half the time. Like, chicken is fed with like a soy.
So what do you eat?
Girl, I don't know. That's the
How do
question.
you even eat
You want to
now?
know how I stay skinny? I can't eat anything. This morning I had oatmeal. I can have oatmeal. Popcorn. There's some soy-free popcorn out there. Salmon. I've had salmon almost every day of this tour.
Wait, so you do?
And we're going to all these cool spots. Like, we were in Chicago 2 nights ago, and they're like, "Let's get some deep dish," and I was like,
Wait, do you do this because of your voice, or do you do this because of your health, or like both?
Like both. Like it now,
Oh.
but again, my tolerance is so bad now that like I had soy. Well, I didn't even eat soy. I found out the haze in my show contained soy in it. And I knew, because it's been so long that since I've had soy, that I walked into my rehearsal space and I was like, guys, something has soy in here, and they were all like, no, you're like, this dude's crazy, right? And they checked the haze for the show, that for the lighting, and it was made out of like soybean oil, and I was like, I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. So I'm the diva that requests soy free haze now at my show. Like, I'm like, I won't perform unless my haze is soy free. I need vegan haze. Thank you, bro.
That writer is crazy.
It's so stupid. But anyways, yeah, so that's helped with my vocal range a ton. That's been amazing, pretty life-changing. I don't get like bloated anymore, but if I have it now, I like break out in hives, and like it's pretty bad. So been avoiding that. But anyways, yeah, so now I can do the up and left and all that fun stuff on the album.
What else did the allergy test come back with?
Oh my god, I was just showing them. I'll show you the photo actually. This is pretty insane. I just loaded up the photos. So the allergy lady, like they prick you like 100 times, right? And like they gave me the soy one, and then they give you like all the other food groups and like grass and trees. She was like, you let it sit for 10 minutes and like it might start to itch a little, and that just means you're allergic to something. And like 2 minutes into mine, I'm like, hey ma'am, mine's like burning. It feels like my back's on fire. And she's like, oh, let me check. And I like turn around and she goes, and I was like, no, like what? And she's like, I don't think I've ever seen someone flare up so much. So one side of it was soy, and it was like pretty bad. On the other side, the grass and trees, my whole back was red. And she was like, you're severely allergic to every type of grass and tree out there. So I'm just allergic to the world. But she did give me these like little
smoothie.
No, literally. And I was on a festival, like outdoor amphitheater run with Benson. So like I was playing like Lollapalooza, and there's literally a video out there of me like choking and sneezing mid-song because I was like dying and I had no idea why, and I finally do. But yeah, so wait, I need to show you this.
So you ain't going on a hike anytime soon.
No. Yeah, and I grew up in Portland, Oregon, which is hilarious.
So what, you have to take an allergy pill every day or something?
So I take these drops now like 3 times a day that have like changed
older,
my life.
Okay.
But they only make it for grass and trees. So the soy thing, I just have to avoid soy now.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of worse.
Save this man at all
But
costs.
I'm telling you, I really think like 90% of the world is allergic to something. Like even my sister, she was like, I just like feel like I'm eating so healthy, and she's like doing the green like gut health drinks, and she's like, I'm still bloated, and I'm like, Anna, go get allergy tested. And she's like, but I don't want to know. And I'm like, you could still eat the thing you're allergic to, just figure out what you should avoid, and I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
I
want to
show you this photo. Oh wait, I think it's like right here. Ew, it's so bad. It's so
you need that ointment for that grass.
Oh my god.
Trees.
Oh my god, wait. Okay, I'm like halfway there, but this was actually this was after we went to Hobbiton in New Zealand, which was like grassland, and my brother literally was like, you're being dramatic. You're not allergic to grass. Like that's disgusting. Like I literally just
you're doing like snow angels
became
in the grass.
Hiveland.
You like
like,
have a photo shoot in the grass.
No, literally, it was so bad. It was so bad. Let's
we
see
need
if
those.
I
We're
can
gonna
find
insert those tomorrow, okay?
Oh heck yeah! I'll find it at some point. Anyways, yeah, it was insane. Good times. Not really.
We did learn that you can now hit those high notes in second wind because of your cautious of
yes,
caution
ma'am.
of soy.
Yes,
so that's
ma'am.
beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. That was a really fun one to make too, because I just had started getting into like the 2000s. I grew up under a rock when it comes to music. My dad was a pastor, so we didn't really listen to secular music. And I also grew up in Portland, which is very like hipster land. So like I hadn't heard any mainstream music till I think like junior year of high school. A girl played me Jungle by Drake, and I was like, I had never heard like an 808 in my life, and I was like, holy shit. Like it just like blew my mind. And then I joined my band, and we were very like top 40, and so you know I was like, all I knew really up until the last couple of years was like the top 40 artist of mainstream, and Drake, you know, who's probably in the top 40, and then going into this album, like, you know, with all the writers I was working with, like they would bring up songs of like references and stuff. They were like, I feel like you have like kind of like a Killers vibe, and I was like, who are they? Like I had never heard Mr. Brightside. I had never heard like Feel Good by the Gorillaz. And I got really obsessed with like the 2000s, like Coldplay and MGMT and Borns and like Temper Trap is one of my favorites. But they played me the Arcade Fire album, the one with like the red album art, I forget the name. And there was a song on there called Sprawl 2.
Okay.
And they played me like 5 seconds of that song, and I was like, wait, like paused it, and I was like, I don't even want to hear the rest. I just like the beat. Let's like take that and make something. And we made Second Wind in like 10 minutes. Like it just like came out like. So that was fun on this album process. Was like I hadn't heard anything, and it was super inspiring to like, oh my God, like the first time I heard Mr. Brightside, I was like, what is actually, how have I gone my whole life without knowing about this? Like such a crazy
when
song.
you go to like weddings or stuff like that, that's like the banger for like our age.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone goes
oh my
crazy.
God, I even remember. Core memory was like this was only like 3-4 years ago. I threw like a surprise party for my friend's birthday, and we got in like this like a friend of mine has like a limo company, and we all got in a limo, and it was like a group of us, and you know like he put on like the playlist of like the bangers everyone would sing, and I didn't know like any of them, but there was like he was playing all the like club anthems and all that, and then he starts playing this acoustic song, and everyone's like screaming it. They're like, and I don't want the world to see. I had no idea what the song was.
The FOMO.
And I, later that day, I like Shazammed Iris, and I was like, this is one of the craziest. I never heard it up until like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So it has been fun being able to like create in the midst of like hearing some of the most like timeless like songs.
Rediscovering.
Yeah,
like,
it's been so
what you
fun.
missed.
But yeah, I got really obsessed with the 2000s.
But I mean, that's just a heavy hitter to start off with, because it's just like, it's a good mood vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh.
That's a
yeah.
good temperament
Yeah.
for the album.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like a big fan of how like quirky the production was in the 2000s too, or just like, I don't even know what the word, like experimental. I like how live it all sounds. It's very like electric sounding, and I feel like that was like a big goal with a lot of the songs on this album was like just chasing that. I just loved it,
Yes, we move into waves, like
yeah. Oh
hard
yeah,
groove.
very MGMT, and
your range also really stands out on
Thanks.
this one here.
Thank you.
But that groove.
Yeah,
like, shit,
yeah.
Oh my.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that one's super fun. That one started out like super acoustic. It almost felt like a Vance Joy song, and then I was listening to like Electric Field or something. I was like, wait, wait a minute. But yeah, love the 2000s.
I need to put out a warning for the older you get. Do not listen to this alone on the bus on the way here today, because I was crying.
Thank you.
It really hit the heartstrings.
Thank you.
And also, like, there's so many lines that kind of even paradox you. You're saying, like, your favorite band ain't together. And when I heard that, I was like, whoa, because I was thinking about my bands, but then I was like, wait, you are even...
Yeah. That one was serious magic just when we made it. I kind of went into that one probably, like, in the... like, when things were at their worst is, like, when I made that song. And I remember I went into the studio that day, and it was with... this producer BJ, these two writers that are like family, Kiddo and Pollock, and I went in and they were like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Listen," just went on like a rant for like an hour about like, just all the crap going on in my life, and Pollock being a great writer is like jotting down notes as I'm going, and by the end of it, yeah, exactly. He's like, "This is so juicy," like. By the end of it, he had, just like so many, like a list of a lot of terrible things. Keep
it going.
He's
Go
like,
deeper.
He was like reading it back off to me after, and I was like, damn, that's
so depressing.
A really depressing list of stuff, man. Like, and he was like, any good going on? and it was kind of sick because, like, I started kind of like listing off. I was like, well, like this is good. Things are going good with my girl and I. My mom actually beat cancer, and I start listing off the good, and like eventually like the bad list and the good list kind of balanced out. And I was like, how about that? That like I came into here like fully front facing my life and day is like everything's terrible. And, you know, God, writers are like therapists now that I think about it. Like the best writers are just like unpaid therapists. It's crazy. But yeah, by the end of it, I was like, wow, there's just as much good to look for in my situation right now. And so we kind of just like turned that list into like little poems. Like we just started writing like little stanzas of like start to wish you could have been 16 forever because, you know, your favorite band ain't getting back together. Like home was a place, now home is like, they were all just separate little blips. And Pollock and I literally just sat down at the piano and like freestyled a little voice memo of the thing. And he was like, dude, go put down exactly that in the booth. And so the vocals you hear in it are the first take vocals from day one. The ad-libs, everything were like the first pass. And we even tried to redo the vocals, and we were like, the original is just too magic. So it was like what you're hearing is like right when we wrote it, it was such a special day. Happened really fast.
Okay, well,
like,
that's why I was crying. I mean, it makes sense. You know, Dad's moving slower. Like that hurts so bad because like my family's in California, so I only see them every so often. Like, damn, Dad, you're getting more grays. Like what's going on? Like why are you lipping all of a sudden?
Yeah, life comes at you quick. It's
quick.
So crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, I feel like you're like dying for life to happen up until 20, and then you hit that age and just like boom, boom, boom. It just starts flying by.
And then like you say like, and that's just like how it is, and it's just like,
yeah,
dang, there's nothing else.
The way it goes, like shit. Yeah.
I'm like, that's true. That really is just, like, what can
Thank you
say
so
about
much.
it? That one really got me. I mean, your whole album, I told you I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
Lose Me Like You Mean It. It's a very twisted heartbreak song.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
because it's just like, it's kind of like, let me feel something. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
that's a great way to put it, because I kind of originally that one was kind of intended to be about my girlfriend playing hard to get for like a year before she finally like, you know, committed. And well, she played me for a good year, and so that's really what that song's about.
As you all should.
I like that it can like kind of also be taken as like a breakup song, but it was really about her just playing hard to get for the longest.
It never really broke up. You were just like,
like,
are you gonna? Like, can you do it the right way?
Give me something, even if it's something terrible. Like, don't leave me on scene another time, please.
I'm telling you, ladies, like
just so you know,
lead them on. That's all you gotta do. Lead them on. They're gonna give you food. They're gonna take you out. Just lead them on.
Honestly, though, I can't blame her. Like, it's so embarrassing, but the way we met was I saw her on Instagram, and I had the audacity to send her 2 fire emojis in the DMs. And then I think I followed it up with fire fit, and so she left me on scene. And do I blame her? Not at all.
Where were you mentally when you did that? Like, you were not in a good place.
I was a very different person, I would say. Yeah. It was before she turned my life around, obviously.
Wait, how did you see her page, though?
Explore.
No way.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Explore? That's like fishing. That's like deep sea
I
fishing.
fell in love right there, you know, and I came in with what I thought was, you know, the best pickup line ever, 2 fire emojis.
And that usually works for you?
No, obviously not. I learned my lesson.
How did it get from the fire emojis to the link up?
Well, then, you know, I just kept trying. The next time I think I put like fire fit. And I think she liked that one. So I was like, oh my God, I'm in. Like, and then I was living in LA. She lived in Miami at the time. And we were writing in Miami. And this is actually so funny. I was still in the bed, and we were writing in Miami. And with this really cool writer, Jay Cash. And I was like, come to the studio.
No!
Dude, I was such a twerp. I was like 22 and just such an idiot. And she was like, oh, okay. And like, she came and hung out for the day, and we like totally hit it off, and she was super sweet. But oh my gosh, wait, I mixed them up. This happened after the fact that the first time I went to Miami for writing, it was actually like right before New Year's. And so I invited her to come out with my band and I to like celebrate New Year's in Miami too. It was just like, we went to like a rave or something, you know? And we actually saw Doja Cat live. That's what we did for New Year's that year. I don't know.
Cool.
And I was like, come to Doja, like, you know, it's gonna be sick.
You know,
and she was like, okay, like, I'll be there, like, tell me where. I send her the location, and this is all on like DMs, and I get to the spot, and it's like 11:30, and I'm like, hey, are you here? Like, I'm looking for you. Like, everyone's grabbing their girl to kiss for New Year's and everything, you know. And I'm like, where are you at? And she's like, yeah, I'm here. I can't find you. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm at like front stage of Doja. Where are you? And she's like, I'm left stage of Doja. Like, I'm looking for you. I'm chasing all around trying to find her. And midnight passes. I never find her. And she was like, sorry, I had to end up like going home. Like, you know, I never saw her. So then, you know, time goes by. 6 months later, we're like, I finally, you know, we're dating. Things are going good. And she's like, baby, can I be honest? And I was like, yeah. She was like, I never went. And I was just messing with you. I was just like, God damn it.
Lead them on.
She played me. She
Yes.
played me. And you know what? She grew
Blow
up in
them off.
Miami, so I don't blame her. Like, Miami dudes are even stupider than me. But yeah. Then the next time she came to the studio,
Wow.
we hit it off. And like when we met, it was pretty like, oh, this is something special. And we stayed friends for like a year. But kind of did the thing where, like, every time I was in Miami, she was coming and hanging. And every time she was in LA, she was coming and hanging. And we did that for a year. And she ended up sending me this book that was called The Distance Between Two. It's like a poetry book. And she wrote this whole letter in it that was, like, so sweet and well worded of kind of being like, I don't want to pressure you into anything. I just want to let you know how I feel about you. And whatever answer you come up with of where you're at, I'll be okay with, but I can't hold in like how I feel. And she wrote next to every poem like her own stanza or like thoughts about me that pertain to the poem. It was like a 200-page poetry book. And I had booked a flight that night to Miami and asked her to be my girlfriend. I was like, okay, like this is insane. And 2 years later, it's been perfect. Just amazing.
Congrats. Love,
Thanks.
there's nothing like love.
Yeah,
There's
genuinely.
nothing, it's
genuinely. Yeah.
We'll get
Yeah.
into that one gateway drug. We're doing blondes. You come for blondes, have you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Blonde.
you got hurt.
Yeah, that's a separate story, but yeah, there's a whole story there for sure. Nobody leaves like blondes.
Right? And then Your Light is just such a pure love song. I mean,
Oh,
you
thank
really
you.
dug in with those.
Thank you.
How like just a simple love song, like you just make it so fresh and new and real.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that one took a while to like perfect on the music side, but that one's about Kat.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did she feel when she heard that one?
She loved it. She loved
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I was really nervous to play it for her, but she loved it.
And then we get into Sunny Isles. It's like the summer anthem.
No,
Like,
I
I'm
love
so
that
ready
one.
for it.
Yeah. That actually, the studio that I met Kat in Florida was in Sunny Isles. So
See?
it's real.
The
It's a
reflection.
real place. Look it up.
And I want to get into if I ever get to heaven. I mean, I'm really happy you went there.
Thanks. Yeah, I think again, like this album, a lot of it was me kind of trying to like find that kid in me again and like find the lighthearted energy in me that I love again. But there were some things that felt like unavoidable that I just like had to talk about, you know, and this was one of them. It was just like I've written hundreds of songs about Corey, and this one just felt like it could really be helpful for others. And that was like always my goal if I was actually going to release anything I wrote about that was like, this has to be, you know, helpful for other people, because a lot of people love that guy, including me. So yeah, it's a special one, obviously.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know he loves it. And then we're getting into your tour.
Yeah.
International tour.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we got a few shows left in the U.S. and then I think we start in Stockholm and go through Germany and then Amsterdam, and just the list goes on. I'm so excited. I love Europe so much, and they don't really use soy in their food over there. So I'm gonna be eating good.
Not bloated.
I won't be so skinny over there.
Hitting those high notes.
Yeah.
Now, this question sometimes artists have a tough time answering, but totally how you want to take
Yeah.
it. If you can ask anyone a question, who would it be and what would you ask?
Oh my gosh. Anyone, any question? I would ask Morgan Freeman what it's like to be God. I've always been so curious. He's so good at playing it that I feel like he knows something that we don't about God.
Right?
So
That Bruce Almighty.
yeah, oh, it's so good.
And right now, how does it feel to be Daniel in this exact moment?
It feels damn good. It feels great. I love that question. Yeah, it feels really good. I don't know if I would have said that like a year or two ago. So
Oh, man.
it's pretty sweet that now it feels great to be me. Yeah.
What do you have to say to the fans that have been sticking with you through
Oh my gosh.
everything?
Just like thank you does not do it justice, but y'all have changed my life many a times, and this has to be probably like the most impactful one in my life. Really turned my world around just being there for me in all the ways y'all have. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, I know you have to get going. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
thank
hanging
you.
out.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything. Stay away
Thank
from
you so
soy.
much. Yes, ma'am.
Keep it classy. And I'm just so proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Daniel.
Thank you.
Yay.